Well, the Ranger's out for the first time this year, 2021. It is April the 8th, and we had snow this morning. It didn't stick on the ground, but still not, winter still doesn't want to give up. But anyways, I had a lot of interest about my doors, so I thought I would talk about how to fabricate doors out of steel mesh. Or anything really, but I'll show you how to do the frame, and then you can put mesh on or a skin on if you want. But let me grab my tape measure, and I'll give you some basic measurements, and I'll show you what I did. So what I started off was the main connection points. And as you can see, I've got 3 hinges. So all you have to do is make sure those 3 hinges are in a straight line. And then you can do whatever curves you want on your door. But these hinges cannot be off at all. And you see 3 hinges. Well, why is that? Well, 2 hinges are up like this, and another hinge is down like this. So by me just removing these 2 bolts, this hinge comes off, and I can remove the whole door just by lifting it up. And I'll show you that. So I use all the factory holes on the Ranger. I didn't have to drill any. Let's take off this top hinge, and I'll show you how easy it is to lift the door out. So I did forget, because these were just holes here, I did have to make a plate and just weld on a couple of nuts. And I kept everything imperial, because as you know, a lot of the Ranger is metric. So yeah, I did have to make a couple of these. But now that is out, and you can see the main hinge is going down, where these are up. So these hinges are what's holding the door, and they're holding it up. All this did was prevent it from lifting up. So let's take the door out. And there you go, folks. The door is off. Okay, so let's get the door back on. Just as easy how it came off. There we go. And let's get this back on to prevent the door from coming up. And you see the hinge is the other way now. There you go, that door is not coming out. I could have just stuck with 2 hinges, but to make things that much more safer, that 3rd hinge. And that 3rd hinge prevents that door from coming out. So, that door isn't coming off. Okay, so again, these I had to make. That's that little plate with two nuts welded onto it. Here I used the factory hole. Let's pop up the box so you can see how that is. This is probably about the hardest part of making the hinges. These were just flat up here, but here you actually have to make a band. The holes, and again, these are factory holes here. I don't know what for, maybe for the original door. And then, yeah, it's not that hard. You know, you can bend this in the vise. This is a 3/16 flat bar. And this is the latch. So again, just some flat bar, the factory screws and in the holes. And this is what was actually holding the net. And then this is part of the pin that comes with the Pro Armor latch. And I had to weld a bolt on it just because it was a straight rod and didn't have much of a lip there. I put that on just to make sure it really clasps. And that's the latch. You know, it's a fairly good latch for the money. This is a Pro Latch Gen 2. I will put a part number in the description. And I got that actually from UTV Canada. But in the United States, I believe you can get it on Amazon. I could not get it in here on Amazon Canada site. So, on with the door. I did, of course, this cross member here, because that's what kind of helps the latch. Another cross member, and then the very top. And I kept it at the same height as the factory shoulder, so you're well secure in there. I didn't want to go any lower. I didn't want to make this flat. I wanted this nice and smooth. My arm rests on it just beautiful. So, like I said, maintain these hinges to be in a straight, true line. And then you won't have any problems after that. You can put weird angles on your door and everything, and you'll see that you kind of have to a little bit if you want to match the contour of your Ranger. So, like, you know, the top one here, it's like 23 inches. And I could have used a pipe bender. I do have a pipe bender, but it was so much easier just to do one piece at a time. Tack weld it, tack weld it, tack weld it, tack weld it, tack weld it. Here again, there's 2 pieces, just because you got to maintain that curvature. Again, you could use a pipe bender, but like I said, that was 24 inches. I went 5 inches, 12 inches, 20 inches, 17. That was 20. 11, and this big long one, that was 39 inches. And then whatever these cross members are. I also copied a little idea from the High Lifter Ranger. Yes, folks, so yeah. And I left a little gap on the bottom for mud to pour out a lot easier, but not high enough where your foot can stick underneath. Like I said, I can just get my finger in here. And it just makes it easier for draining or whatever kind of stuff. But there's the gist of the doors. Quite easy to make. This wasn't all one piece of mesh. I actually had 3 different pieces, but I just made sure I bonded it correctly so it looks like it's all one piece. But if you have all one piece, all the best to you. I didn't. I had to piece it together. So there you go, guys. There's my idea of a mesh door. I'm on a lot of sites and I have not seen this before. I didn't want to do anything different. It just happened that way. I like the factory mesh. I like being able to see through everything. And I think it turned out pretty great. Anyways, guys, hope you enjoyed that. And you know what? I got quite a few more fabricated parts I did for my Ranger. But that'll be in the next video. Anyways, good luck with your projects. Bye.